Good morning, friends. So we are up and at 'em. I'm making coffee for me and tea for my husband. He's given up coffee since COVID, so we've just been doing tea for him in the morning, and then Asa's animatedly talking about something over there. But yeah, so making the tea and the coffee. I switch up my coffee like, I don't know, 100 times a year, and I'm into French press right now, so that's what we're doing. This is a really long clip, I just realized, so if you guys don't get the point is I'm making tea and coffee. Jesus. And I'm putting honey in it. Look at this. Look at me go making the tea. Is it better to just put some music here? Like, do I need to talk this whole time? I'm still doing it, man. Like, this is the longest video ever. Sorry. No, Jesus. Good morning, friends. I spilled my coffee 3 times. 3 times. So I busted out my trusty tripod. I have a ring light that I don't know how to operate. We're gonna give this a go. Thought I'd film from this angle while I'm cooking and doing stuff, just so you guys can get a gander. So tired. Chris is out of quarantine. He came out, today is Thursday, Tuesday night. He was still testing positive on Monday, and I was like, call your doctor. It's been 10 days. And she said that as long as he's not like hacking up a lung or has a fever, he's probably not contagious. So we went with it. So far we're okay. So he's much better. I think he coughs like once a day. I'm just thankful that it was very mild in compared to what, I don't know, but it, you know, he says camp today. So I have a full day to do it as I will. We need to hit up Walmart. We might go before camp. I need to make a list so I don't spend a lot of money. Oh my God, y'all. Groceries are insane. I went to Sam's Club yesterday to do just like I go to Sam's like twice a month. So like every 2 weeks. And then I just kind of pick up fruit in between. And I paid $22 for chicken tenders, like the chicken breasts that are cut into tenders. It's just chicken, not breaded, just chicken. Because they were out of all, that was the only chicken they had other than drumsticks. And we trying to be skinny. And so I'm starting to think maybe this isn't the time. We just need to eat what's available. But so no chicken. So I'm gonna look at Walmart today and see if they have any. And then AC eats chicken nuggets. So a bag will last us a long time. He doesn't eat them like every day, but I like to have them. And I bought the like Tyson's, not fancy, not organic, not fruity, like I usually do. And it was $18 for one bag. $18. That's insane. That's like $7 a pound. I can't do math in my brain, but you know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyway, groceries are nuts, but I want to pick up some fish of some sort because I want to make fish tacos. And their fish at Sam's was super expensive and not in what I would be considering a bulk size. So I'm gonna check out Walmart. And we might have fish tacos for dinner, or we might have grilled chicken because I already bought that. We're gearing up for a yard sale in 2 weeks, so I've got stuff everywhere. Asa's closet is completely full of stuff for the yard sale, and I can't even walk in there. So I'm gonna continue on that path today. We're gonna gather more things. And then my mom's coming this weekend. And so Chris and I are going to spend all Saturday in our basement, just gathering things for the yard sale and cleaning up we have half of our basement is finished, and it's kind of like where things go to die, and also where my mom sleeps, and also where my husband works. So if I don't wanna deal with it or look at it, I put it downstairs. And then I'm like, what is all this stuff? Anyway, that's where we're at this morning. I'm gonna finish this and go check my stuff in the dehydrator. And we might head to Walmart if I feel like putting on pants. Let's check the dehydrator and see how our goodies did. So I made some, oh good. I made some fruit roll-ups. Probably can't do this with one hand, but with the peaches that we got from the farm, I made some fruit roll-ups. Oh, looks like they turned out good. Okay. And so I made a bunch of them. And then I also made some herb salt. This is sage, thyme, and rosemary. I blended it up with some sea salt and then dried it, so now it's nice, and you just don't want your herbs to be moist because it'll mess your salt up. So I got lots of fruit roll-ups. Very excited. So I am back home and able to focus. I'm gonna start my bread. This is just our basic loaf that I make every week. I'm actually gonna do 2 loaves this time, so I can give one to my father-in-law. But this is a sourdough, but it's yeasted, so it's sourdough starter, but with yeast to make it rise, because I like the flavor of sourdough, but I ain't got the time for sourdough. I will put the directions down below. I do weigh the measurements for bread. It's just a little bit easier, but I've done it so many times that I just kind of eyeball it now, and sometimes it's a little bit softer. I add more flour. I've done it so many times now that it's second nature, but I will leave the recipe down below. And what I love about this recipe is I do the dough in my bread machine on the dough setting, and so it does all the mixing, it does the heat for the rise, like all that stuff that I don't have time to do. It does it in my machine from 1980 that I got at the thrift store. And then I just pop it out when it's done and put it into bread pans and let it rise and then bake. And then I also don't like to cook my bread in there because it leaves a hole in it, and I'm not down with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my boiled peanuts. I do this every summer. I boil peanuts in the crock pot and then can them, and then we eat them all winter. I think I'm down to 3 jars for the remainder of the year, so I'm definitely gonna do some more. We love taking these camping, snacking on them. Super good. So all I do is just put them in the crock pot with some water and salt, and then you just like let them boil. Get it, boiled peanuts, until they're soft-ish but not like super squishy, and they just make this yummy sort of brine on their own. And then I just can them in the pressure cooker for 90 minutes, and they are delightful. So I do this 2 batches a year usually. So now I am just creating, I don't know, my fruit roll-ups. Doing it on the parchment paper was so much easier than just having it on the mats. So this was going to be the way I roll literally from now on. I'm going to do this with applesauce. We have a bunch of applesauce from last year I need to use up, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to do strawberries. Here are my finished fruit roll-ups. They are freaking delicious, y'all. I am going to start making these however long it takes for Asa to get through them. They're super delish. This is just peaches, honey, and cinnamon, and I cooked it in the crock pot attempting to make peach butter, but it never would thicken, so I just threw it in my dehydrator. I don't like these green plats. This one didn't get dry enough, and I don't like that they're kind of stuck together. So I'm glad most of them are in paper, so that's how I'll do it from now on. But we have these to get through first because they're sticky. So good. Just bottled up my herb salt with the 3 herbs. It smells amazing, and I can't wait to use this and see how it tastes. I'm so excited. I feel like a condiment connoisseur. Next up, I'm gonna work on some blueberries from the garden. I'm gonna dehydrate these. I've never done this before, so experiments, but you have to poke a hole in each berry so that they dehydrate faster and flatter. So this is going to be time consuming, but this is kind of what I like about just trying different preserving methods, is because you really figure out like what's worth the time, what does my family actually eat, what was a waste, that kind of thing. And so I'm probably just going to do 1 tray of blueberries to start, and if my family digs it or they rehydrate good for baking, if they're like raisins, I don't know, we'll see. And yeah, so I'm gonna fill up this tray and then put it right back in to the dehydrator. Now it is time to form our loaves. So I just, dump it on some flour. If it's just for my family, I do 1 huge loaf. I have a larger like bread pan, which is the one you see most often on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I just do 1 giant loaf for us. But since I'm making one for my father-in-law, we're gonna cut it in half and do 2 smaller loaves. So this is just me doing that. So it's really sticky dough, and so I'm trying to de-stickify it a little bit and then give it a little bit of a zhuzh, and then just try and get it as even as I can, and then just form it into two loaves of their own. And I don't really have a method for this. I just kind of flibble it around until it looks like a loaf. So I am no professional. I am no perfectionist. And they turn out delicious every time. This is a very forgiving recipe. It's really hard to mess up. So it's good for me because I don't like to do things that are very like rule oriented. It makes me very uncomfortable. So anyway, I put these in these containers, and then while my oven is preheating, I put a little cloth over it and let them rise until they are doubled in size. And that's when you know it's time to bake. And that can be a different, depending on the temperature of your kitchen, that can be different every single time, but it does help if you put it like on the hottest eye. Also, these vintage containers help a lot too because they come with a lid. So I didn't even do a cloth this time. I just did the lid that the thing comes with. So now I'm making lunch. This is a recipe I actually used to make all the time on Simply Filling, except for this time I'm not obsessively worried about exactly 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, which is very freeing. So I'm just doing some rice noodles with broccoli, and then I'm just doing some peanut butter. I'm just making a little sauce. So that's probably like, well, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, some coconut aminos. I did some brown sugar, garlic, and then I usually put sriracha in there, but we're out. So this was just sort of like a sweet, delicious peanut sauce. It was so good. And you might be asking yourself, did you eat that out of the pan like a savage? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes, because I am tired of doing dishes. And if it's just me, I'm not going to dirty up another one. So yeah, I ate it straight out of the pan. It was delicious. It was wonderful. I had it with this yummy kombucha. It's like their summer flavor. This is my favorite brand. I save all the bottles because I'm a hoarder. Here is our bread. It is risen to double the size. I'm just going to slice through the tops. Any kind of pattern will do. You want it to be kind of deeper than you think it should be so that it expands enough to where your loaf doesn't crack on the sides. So I did that, and then I baked it at 350 for, I don't know, until it was done, about 30 minutes. I don't time anything. I don't know. When I smell it, I go check it, and then if it's brown, then we eat it. Here are our finished loaves. I've got one for us, one for my father-in-law. I'm gonna let these cool, and then I just store them in here with the lids on, and they're the perfect size for us to use up, in a couple days, and that way you don't ever have stale bread. And I'm sharing. Trying out my new wok, so we're gonna have some fried rice. Give that a go. Hopefully it works. All right, friends, it's the end of the night. The kid is going to bed. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me running around my kitchen, and I will see you guys in my next video.